What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we're going to start this one off with an update from Behrooz Tabani. Now, Behrooz qualified for the 2023 Olympia very early in the season after winning the Arnold Classic Brazil, and he posted here, after 2 months of resting and cleaning, now it has to start. And look, I'm assuming that he means a health phase more than anything. It looks like Behrooz is ready to start his Olympia prep, and Behrooz is looking very good in these updates, especially given the fact that he's probably not really pushing the super subs really hard yet, but regardless of that, he still looks really big in these updates. The guy just has incredible shape overall. He's got that detail in the back, low lat insertions, really good quads. And I think after missing out on the 2022 Olympia due to travel issues, despite being qualified for the show, this 2023 Olympia is especially important for Behrooz Tabani. So hopefully he has his travel issues sorted out well in advance this time around, because I think Behrooz is one competitor that if he's made improvements, we could be looking at a guy that could sneak into that top 10 or top 12. But either way, we know Behrooz is going to show up in shape, and he's at a great starting point for the beginning of his Olympia prep, and I think we're all excited to see the kind of improvements that he's been able to make. So another guy I think is looking to really make a statement this year at the Olympia is Angel Calderon. Now, you know, Merck's Max Muscle says it often. A lot of people consider second place to hurt even more than third. And I think Angel is doing everything within his power to take home that 212 title this year. And the guy really is impressive at 19 weeks out from the Olympia. He's still got those big sweeping quads. He's got a ridiculous amount of width from the back. Really round delts, thick chest. Angel has a lot of very impressive shots. There's no question. But of course, as he's taken second place at the 2022 Olympia in 212, the only question worth asking in regard to Angel Calderone is, can he beat Shaun Clarida? And you know, I think the reason that Angel matches up to a guy like Shaun more so than maybe, I don't know, Keon Pearson, who's very aesthetically pleasing, or Ahmad Ashkanani, who took 4th place, is really because this, folks, is bodybuilding. And Angel just has a ton of muscle. He also shows up with absolutely lights out conditioning, and he really has a presence on stage when he's out there, you know, a really commanding presence. But those things alone will not be enough to beat the champ this year. Angel needs to show up in the best shape of his life to beat Shaun Clarida. And not to mention guys like Kareth Bajo and, like I said, Keon Pearson, who is definitely improved and definitely showing up to make their own statements. So Angel has some serious battles ahead of him, but he's definitely battle tested. And I'm willing to bet he's up for the challenge. Alright, so we have a physique update here from James Hollingshead. As James continues his year-long offseason, he says here that he's weighing in around 295 pounds, and I think he holds 295 really well, actually. If I had to give James anything in terms of significant improvements, I really think it's the legs. His legs looks absolutely massive in these updates. And not surprisingly, really, for a guy that can rep 300 kilograms for 10 with this kind of control, you know, James is still holding the title for one of the strongest IFBB pros on the field right now, if not the strongest. But really, when we look at where James is now from a physique standpoint, the question is, has James improved to the point where he's not only ready to get back on stage, but will he get back on stage to be at his best? And I think the answer to that question right now is yes. James is one bodybuilder out there that has a great combination of mass with class, and I think his full potential has definitely not been realized as of yet. I'm not sure where he's at in regard to a coach. I know he was trying to find a suitable prep coach to help bring him in during the final stages of prep, but I do think most of the bodybuilding world would agree right now that James looks like he's on track to be at his best and his biggest next time he decides to compete. So for now, we'll just watch him grow. Now, another competitor that we can expect some growth out of here before the Olympia, hopefully, is Ross Flanigan. So Ross has completed his rebound phase after a shocking victory at the 2023 Cali Pro. And while Ross was 229 on stage at the Toronto Pro only a week later after the Cali, Ross is weighing in right now at about 251 pounds in this latest physique update. So that's a pretty big jump already, you guys, and that's all been part of the plan. Ross needs one thing: more size. That's it. And specifically, I think more size in the upper body from the front. You know, the arms, the chest, the shoulders. I mean, yes, Ross does need more overall size, but if he brings up the upper body from the front overall especially, this is a guy that could be very dangerous on that Olympia stage. The Sauce Boss has announced himself to the bodybuilding world, and it was one hell of an announcement. When Ross turned around at the Cali Pro and hit those back poses, I mean, his stock just went straight up in a mere instant. From the back, Ross can hang with pretty much anyone, I think. He's great from the side, too. And with more size in the upper body, who knows how far this guy can go. So I still think it will take a full dedicated offseason for Ross to really gain the size he needs, but we all know his insane work ethic, so I do think he'll be up a few pounds for the Olympia. And he's just a great addition to the Olympia lineup and to professional bodybuilding in general. So at 19 weeks out, we'll keep following Ross to see what kind of improvements he can make. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.